Do I have to get the email address?
Should not ask you.
Okay. Hey guys, so today we are going through automating Omniture tracking, and I'll start the presentation now. So we'll start with the 10x way. So our 10x way has 3 components to it: game plan, behaviors, and expertise. And 2 of the components actually talk about data. So in the game plan, we leverage data as a competitive advantage in the organization and for the customers. And in the expertise, we have a data-driven decision making. So data is really, really important to us. We are a data-driven company. And by that, we mean that we use our site and the customer metrics to help steer which way our company is going, or the decisions of the company. Oh, can you, I guess, oh, sorry, I'm sorry. I think I didn't start the share screen. Can you guys see it now?
Yeah.
Other side, cool. Is anybody other side? Irvine, Newport Beach, or anyone remote, can you guys see the slides now?
They're on you, but yes, please start.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so we are a data-driven. So the first slide was this. I'm sorry about that. So we're talking about game plan and expertise, and both of them talk about data. We are a data-driven company, which means that we use our customer metrics to define what are like company's key decisions on where we should invest and where the product will align to. How is data tracked at 10x? So we use 2 tools right now. We have an Omniture, which is more used for the features and all, and we have Google Analytics. Why is testing analytics important? Our business relies on data correctness. Data is first analyzed and the business value optimized, and the new business values and propositions are created based on the data analysis on where we want to go with. So testing analytics is really, really important for us. How is analytics testing done currently? So currently, how we test the tracking is that we do a manual process of testing, and we use WASP as a tool for us, which is an extension of Chrome. And we only do this manual process once when the feature is getting released, right? And because we have such a tight schedule of 2-week sprint cycles and such time constraint, we cannot be doing regression testing on these metrics every release. It's just not humanly possible to do manual testing on these. So, which means that we are not testing metrics every release the code is going out. It may be broken or not, we have no idea until we get some data which is going down or there's no metric showing up in our reports and all. So Kalpana will show you the manual testing demo on the process we use right now for doing the manual testing.
So currently, the way we do manual testing is like we click on search, and then in WASP, you can see this is the tracking generated for, you can see C's and V's. This is how we verify the tracking. So C13 is whether the user is logged in or not, and C27 indicates like whether you are in a table view or list view or whatever. And then page name, which is a search page, and you are in the table view. So this is what we verify, and there are more fields we verify apart from this. This is just an example I gave you guys.
All right. So there's a huge need for automating the analytics testing process because it's boring, it's tedious, it's repetitive, but it's very important and it's a top priority for the company because our business relies on that. How it works, so Kalpana actually did the coding and came up with this whole idea about how we can automate Omniture. So I'll just pass it on to her so she can explain how this all works. Sorry.
So basically, on the browser, if you do any click, we get requests, and you capture all the requests with the window.performance.get entries. This will give you all the requests which are going for that click. And then out of that, we filter only analytics calls because that is what we are interested in. And then we pass the query parameters. So query parameters are like part of sanalytics.10x.com. For different product line, it varies. For auction, it is sanalytics.auction.com, and for 10x, it is 10x.com. And then we compare actual versus expected, and we verify whether the test is pass or fail.
So in the test script, you have the expected value, which people code that this is what I expect for my test. And then the code which she has written is getting the actual values which are coming up, parsing what we need from the expected, and then comparing the two. So we achieved awesomeness because right now it's integrated, the code is integrated pretty well with the Nightwatch automation framework we have. It can be part of your regular functional test, and it's a one-line verification. And since it's automated, it's part of regression every day and every release. So can I start using it now? Yes, you can. And how do you do that?
So we have 3 repos currently. One is for residential, and one is for commercial, and one is for homes. And TDC automation is a shared repo for all of these. So this is the API call which we have added in TDC automation, which can be shared across all these 3 repos. And you just need to call this custom command, which is has request, and then pass the required parameters or arguments, and then that's all. It will take care of the validation and all those stuff. So this is what we are expecting for when we click on a multifamily property. This is what we want. This is the expected key value pairs which we are looking for in the tracking. So we add all these expected data in search omniture_data.js file.
So just to trace back, because many people might not be familiar with the Nightwatch framework a little bit. The Nightwatch framework is a page object model framework, and we have data file where we put in all the expected data. So anything you hard code as username or any data, even tracking, goes in the data file. So because this example is a search example, we have a search Omniture data file where we have put for property type multifamily, these are the parameters we want. So this is our expected hard coded in the data file. And in the test script, you do your functional testing, and there's only one line you have to add here called verify.hasRequest, where you pass in this is the data file. From this data file, I want to verify the property type multifamily here. So it pulls in the expected from here, and the hasRequest helper method, which Kalpana has created, it just compares the actual whatever it gets with the expected you're passing from this file.
So the first argument is what you want to filter. So this is required. So you just previously we saw as analytics 10x.com. So that is what we are passing, because we are out of all the requests, we are only taking only the analytics request. So we need to pass that as well.
Demo time. All right, we'll do a demo.
Okay. So as you have seen, this is what we are expecting. So when you click on multifamily, so this is what we are saying, that this is the tracking which needs to get generated. And
this is a test.
This is the test. So in this test, we are actually clicking on the property type, which is multifamily, and then we are making sure the tracking is getting generated or not. So let me run this test.
Can you show them in UI what we are trying to do?
Oh yeah, sure. Basically, what this test is doing is, this test is clicking on property type and clicking on multifamily, and then it is verifying the tracking is generated for this particular click. So here now it has found the tracking. So you can see found matching record, and it is giving you what is the request which is being sent to as analytics.10x.com. That also we are pulling, and these are the query parameters you can see here.
You want to do the fail test?
Oh yeah, let's do the fail test.
So we'll show the failure test too. So right now there's a bug on 10x CRE where the zip code
search is not
zip
working.
code search is not working, and our test has caught that. So we'll just demo that.
So you can see here the test failed because it couldn't find the tracking, because we ran into 0 results page.
All right. I think that was it. Do we have any questions? We can take up questions now. Any questions you have? Alex has finished his food. You have any questions?
So each JS file is going to be one separate page.
Yes.
That is only for storing the expected results.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
So if you
Omniture, there'll be an Omniture file for every page.
Right.
Each test we have to add.
Not for test, for page.
Oh.
so let's
Just
say
like
if
I
you
have data files, you'll have an Omniture.
And even the property, right? The one you define. So each one have their own
Yeah.
a separate JS file.
No. So everything will be in one search
One
data
data,
file.
okay.
So when we say search Omniture data, whatever tracking which you are expecting should go into search omniture.js.
Okay.
Let's say if you have a PDP. So in the PDP also you have so many buttons and
Right,
all
right.
this stuff, right?
So everything will be
Everything will
Okay.
be in PDP Omniture data file. That is your expected data basically.
Are you also covering the deltas? For example, a feature gets launched and say from C21 to C25, things are being launched. But then you're covering that in your test. But what if there's some changes and some piece of code is triggering C27 by itself? It was not required, but as a side effect of some new feature coming in, C27. Are you tracking any deltas too from your, that anything extra being passed in the?
So C27.
No, I'm just giving an example.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
so from C21 to 26 is being fired in this feature. 27 is a side effect from some other feature.
Oh.
Maybe it came along, but are you checking the delta that an extra thing is being
Uh,
fired?
right now we are not checking it, but
Do you think it would matter? Because
I mean-
if as long as you're not, so we only in the expected result you'll only write whatever is required for that feature, right? Anything extra you don't care about. If you cared about it, it should be a part of expected.
Yeah.
So even if there's an extra, I mean, I'm assuming we don't care about it.
Yeah.
Right.
right now we are not
It
looking
depends
for.
on feature to feature too. Like
So
I mean,
maybe if you have some example, maybe we can enhance the
Yeah.
helper
If
to.
it's a bug, that something is logged, is what she's asking, right? If something that shouldn't be being
Yeah,
triggered
yeah,
is
yeah.
being triggered, you don't cover that.
Currently, we are not covering that because we are just verifying whether the key value pairs, whatever you're giving it to us, is matching with the request. That's all we are doing right now. So yeah, we can take it as an enhancement.
But have you seen this happen before? Or you just
this is for the
curious?
first time. I'm so glad we are actually automating instrumentation. So it's a great step. I mean, no,
But if we, in
Yeah.
case we have an example like that, then it'll be good if you guys can bring it to us so we can test it also, the
Yeah,
code.
yeah.
Because we would need some example to test the code.
Yeah, yeah.
Then at that point we can
Yeah.
bring it to the framework.
but this is great. Finally, we
Is it fast? Say that
It's very
again.
fast.
Yeah,
Yeah, very fast.
How much time does extra time does it take?
It doesn't take much time. You saw
Not even
that.
seconds,
No,
right?
no.
So are you doing this across board for?
Yes,
All-
all 3 lines of businesses. We have started doing it at 10x CRE search right now. That's the first example we took. But now the QA team has been given the training and this thing on this already. So they'll start using it as part of their functional tests now, as they're doing it in Nightwatch. We cannot go back and do it in the previous framework, but in Nightwatch, it should be a part of it. So if it's not, then please ask your teams to, are we automating Omniture or not? Because it just saves us the headache, right? We're not worrying about if the tracking is broken or no one tested it. Any other?
Can this be done for the mobile?
We haven't started for mobile,
But
right?
the same-
Because
the
mobile
same-
is totally in a different framework.
You're talking
So-
about native app or mobile web?
Well, I'm just saying that maybe not in the native.
So
but
mobile
Right.
web would be
Oh, mobile web should be.
part of this, right? Can be.
Not really, because I think mobile web we have to do it in a different way.
Okay. So maybe once we start
Yeah.
doing our automation on mobile, native app and mobile web, we
Right.
come up with this.
Yeah.
the same concept.
Yeah.
Same concept, yeah. But the thing is, with the native apps, it's a little different.
Right, of course.
Yeah, so
Right.
we have to use some child proxy sort of
Right.
things.
Yeah. Any other
Any
questions?
other questions?
Alex, you really had questions. You're not kidding. Does anyone else have questions? No? Everyone got it? All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Where you were presenting, sharing your screen, right?
Oh,
Stop
yeah.
sharing.
Oh, careful. Oh my God. Careful. Let me take it out.
You're sharing your screen through Zoom?
Yeah, but I'm not seeing that. Stop sharing.